So today's discussion for marketing next is the topic is how well can you fit in the right mix for your social media marketing. So just to introduce what the marketing mix and what the social media marketing are. To start with, as I said, like social media marketing is all kinds of marketing that is done through the social media. We have different kinds of social media with the development of internet and other allied activities. Every company has realized the fact or importance of doing this marketing via the social media. So usually social media, as the name suggests, is for social attraction. It's how well you interact with your customers, with clients, potential customers, and how well you can sell it, or how well can you pitch in your products and your services. So usually social media marketing includes either through the internet, or you can say it can be mobile based through your mobiles. That is very much common right now these days. So if you ask me why should we do in that way, as it is very much evident that it has got a better reach, the clarity is there, and the scalability is always there. If you start with 10 customers and you start pitching with your products and services to them, and later after 10 days you realize that your customer base has increased. So you can use the same medium for the next 100 customers coming in. So that is a scalability factor without incurring any much or any more cost on that. So just to give you some figures, these are all the US figures, stats. Around 22% of the time that the US people spend in the internet, it is used or utilized for accessing this social media websites or the sites. And around 234 million people, they use mobile phones for indulging in social media. Then it is being said that for in case of Twitter, around 1 billion tweets are posted in a year, and on an average around 40 million per day. And it says that around if you consider the traffic hitting the sites, it rose from 13% to 25% as of 2009. The traffic hitting the social media or the websites. And it is said that if you take the global scenario, Australia ranks first in utilizing more time for people utilizing more time with the social media marketing. And as I said, we have a product mix, the marketing mix, which includes the 4 P's: the product, the price, the place, and the promotion. I hope it is all the 4 P's are clear with you. And apart from that, if you talk about services, products they are tangible things. You can see and you can feel them. But if you take the case of services, we have an extended 3 more P's with the already existing 4 P's. That's like apart from product, price, place, and promotion, we have 3 more P's. They are people, it is physical evidence, and also process. People who is providing you that service. If you take the case of an airline industry, the air hostess or the cabin crew, they are the people. And if you say about the process, how are you using that service? You are going to a person, or you are getting into the net, booking tickets, going there to the airport, getting onto the flight, getting down, getting serviced and getting down. These are the process. And talking about the physical evidence, the last P. Physical evidence means it is something. It can be tangible or intangible, but the general idea behind physical evidence is to create a lasting impression. Say if you're coming out of a flight, Shasha, you know what is physical evidence? Physical evidence? Okay. So I'll just say it in an example. If you're coming out with a flight, or if you're traveling in a flight, sometimes they may give some gift. For kids, they give some toys. So that's a physical evidence. It has the airline's name or the person name. So that he takes back to his home, and every day he sees the toy, he remembers the flight. So that's a physical evidence that it creates a lasting impression within the person about the service he was delivered. So that's the last final P. So as I said, the social media marketing is very much relevant these days. As I said, it has got a big role in communicating the idea and the product details. And also the company or the manufacturer always looks social media marketing as one way of positioning their products. That is very much critical, because as you know that a huge amount of money is spent for promotions just for positioning your product. Positioning means just how, if you hear about, say if you hear about Reynolds, or you talk about pen and you remember or recall the name Reynolds. So that is a position that the customer has about a pen. So that is very much critical, because nowadays we have the supermarket system where the person goes there and he picks his own upon his choice. So that is very much critical. So he should remember, or the name of the brand should be there in his mind, so that at the time he thinks of a product, he should remember or recollect that brand name. So social media marketing, of course, is very much essential for pitching and positioning your product. And also it creates a brand impression, lasting impression about your brand. And as I said, this is one kind of viral marketing. The word of mouth publicity is very much happening. Say if you use a product if you buy a book through eBay, you advise you say your friend that I got a book from eBay. You can also, why not, you can also try it. So that way your hits increases and your business develops. So one of my area of discussion was that are the 4 P's or are the 7 P's, say for service, are they only essential with regard to social media marketing? Should we need more P's? Because if you're talking about the marketing strategies, usually these marketing strategies are cornered or centered around all these 4 or 7 P's. So talking about social media marketing, I would like to discuss whether something else should be added apart from the 4 traditional P's. So that is one point I would like to discuss. And also I'd like to give you some hints, or I'd like to discuss some hints on how to spice up your already existing strategies for developing your media marketing. It can be very much in focus with the Talk About campaign that we are coming in. So we are looking in for social media marketing for a spread of campaigns rather than field. Of course, we are looking for field promotions, but definitely we are looking for social media marketing. And as you very well know that we have been doing that for the past, I think, for past 4 months. But it's not that much picking up for a simple reason that we are not dedicating more time to it. So anyways, if you are working on that, maybe you can also put in some ideas so that we can develop just a few strategies where we need to put in your website or where we need to put in your links. In that's all. So the topic is clear with you, and maybe Shashank can start off with your tips of how well do you see that all 4 P's satisfy social media marketing, or do we need more?
When you asked if probably more P's might be required, I think with respect to social marketing, social networking and marketing, a couple of things, positioning and population, both are important.
Positioning and population.
Why I say population, although it has nothing to do with the means of marketing, but a lot of this social marketing also depends upon word of mouth marketing as well. It is just not as you said about eBay. I buy a book, I recommend it to a friend, he buys it from eBay. And then it makes and online marketing makes the whole system easy. I'm sitting in my bedroom and I've done the whole of the shopping for the whole month. I don't need to step out of my house. That's a kind of a servicing that I'm looking at. And positioning, because as
no, I didn't catch what you exactly meant by population.
But by population, I meant that there's
a large number of people are
not just that. There is a certain section of people that they're targeting, right?
Okay.
And for every product, there has to be, because it seems kind of.
Maybe you can do it with that example.
That's what I'm getting to say. Something like Shaadi.com, right? It does online marketing at a really high scale. We go on any particular, so be it on Facebook, be it on Orkut, you'll find their ads there. You'll find even on career websites, career job portals, you'll have their ads. what I'm trying to say here is that they've made a connect. They've made a connect in the sense, there are two things. People who spend too much time on social networking sites are also the people who have nothing to do. Yeah, that's simply a sad truth about it. If I have nothing to do, I'll be sitting on Facebook. Because that is like a good pastime. If I'm searching for a job and if I'm looking for another job, probably a lot of people who are looking for another job are also were insecure in their lifestyle. And then they go about, I need another job, I'm looking for something. And then that insecurity comes in, that's just close to when you're 28, 29, 30, that's your marriage age. That is how they have planned their marketing strategy. By population, what I meant was, the kind of people that you're targeting has to be, keeping in mind the word of mouth publicity. That is where my population argument is. And similarly, closely attached to the positioning. Where do you position your, how relevant? Now, online with social marketing, yes, it is a big thing coming up. But if you look at it, Google ads, Google ads are very much relevant. If you've searched for a lot of times while I'm doing my research, I'm data mining on Google, a lot of times I've found data through ads rather than the search, the search results that have come in. That is how relevant Google ads can be. But if you look at Facebook, a lot of times you have that side option of that cancel alongside a Facebook ad. Right. That is to show what Facebook is not sure if that ad is relevant to you or not. Now, there's a lot of scope for that, even for Facebook to go. Like, even if it happens to be just by studying my status updates, or the kind of activities that I do, or my personal information, because the personal information is there on Facebook. So if I'm, say, looking at, if I'm in public policy, if I see an ad that says that this particular think tank is looking at research in this particular area, that is how relevant ads can be. But right now, I think social marketing has still a long way to go before it becomes actually relevant.
Yeah, but as far as Facebook is concerned, like, now those ads which your friends also like, more than having to they see what your friends like.
Yeah.
So that will also be useful because that way they can
see, at the end of the day, I have more than 600 friends on Facebook. Now, what does that tell you? That tells you that, I just know a lot of people, and I have friends who have 2,000 friends on Facebook. Now, obviously, there has to be some sort of a mechanism, just like, I always give the example of Google. Google ads, and they keep on innovating, and their ads are more relevant by the day. Facebook ads are just not relevant. They show those, yes, your friends like this, but my friend, he was a friend in school time, and he sent me a friend request. I accepted him. I don't even talk to him. I don't even remember how he looks like. Now, what am I supposed to do if he likes an ad, right? So
basically, what I feel is that all these sites, be it Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn, or Quote, basic idea is to keep your viewer or the person who is interacting the site for some time, because interaction is very much important, and that will lead to relationship building. Because without interaction you will not know what is happening or what kind of a person or what kind of a service is that. So that all these sites, Facebook, as you rightly said, we have got all kinds of options attached with an ad. Whether it is, if you want to see it, just see it. Otherwise leave it, because you can't. Maybe you will do the user profile for all these ads. User profile means what will be the user looking at, or what are the expected elements that the user expects from an advertisement and such kinds of things. So if you want it, you can take it, otherwise leave it, because if something relevant for him may not be relevant for you.
Another thing is, about online marketing, the people whom online marketing is targeted at are actually very aware. You cannot fool them. You mentioned in your document about the pay-per-click method, which I think is brilliant, because as an advertiser or as a company who is trying to promote a particular product, as an owner of the company, I know that I'm paying only for what I'm getting. So if, through television, I pay for whatever the television the company asks me for, right? I don't know how many people are liking that ad, how many people are viewing that ad, I have no idea. Okay, all I'm judging the value of that ad is the TRPs of one particular program, and again I'm wondering if those TRPs are correct or not, because nobody knows how those TRPs are working. Now, when I'm looking at online marketing, I think it is a great system with all the entrepreneurs, because they know if a person has clicked on the website, on the ad, they know that he's actually seen the product. And again, back to the fact that I was saying about awareness. Awareness comes in a very, all those people are very much aware. They have a lot of other products. And if I go for a product through online marketing, rest assured I've seen a lot of products. And that tells the entrepreneur, the company, that yes, their product stands out. They know in a better way. I mean, see, I would not say a person who's in a village buys it, he might not be really aware. He just buys it because probably the salesman was doing a good job of it. He might have fooled him. But on online marketing, it's all you, it's all that the customer wants and the way customer goes about it, and that is a good feedback for the company.
See, talking about back to the fourth piece, what I find is that, as I said, participation is very much important because that will help the person to stick on with the site and to understand more about a particular thing. So, and also the platform. See, platform is very much essential, as I said, for relationship building, because he should know the place where he should log on to, and he should be very much clear, or he needs to know what all should be done in order to get connected. So platform should be very much, say, taking the case of Facebook, Facebook should be able to educate the user that such and such things are there. Hello? I said about pay-per-click thing, and we also have this, as I mentioned in the document, we also have search engine optimization. The basic idea of search engine optimization is to say you Google it, and you repeatedly Google things, and the computer will be keeping a backup, not the computer, the server will be keeping a backup of what kind of data are you searching for. Say, if for cricket, are you searching for a particular person? If for a particular person, are you looking for his ad, or are you looking for some statistics? So that will be the user profile. So the database will be built up every time you log on to it and every time you search for it. So next time when you search for a particular thing related to that, the information will be the one which was dependent on the previous searches. So that is a search and optimization where you will get your needed information at a very limited or a very fast time. So talking about this, how to improve the social marketing, media marketing. So there's a process. I was going through some documents where they said that first of all, you should identify which social media are you looking for. Before that, I must say that you should identify what kind of a campaign are you looking for. Say, take it for the example of talking. What kind of a campaign are you looking for? Then you should identify, or you should develop the message that should be conveyed.
And in social media marketing, you cannot target, right? You cannot target specific audience, right?
You cannot particularly target a particular audience, but maybe you will be able to
attract them.
Yeah.
No,
also attraction, and also
fact, you can target a particular audience. As I was talking about, it is about the relevance of the ads. Now, if you look at Google, if you're going through, forget social media marketing, I'm talking about online marketing. If you look at Google, the ad people, the company specifies what consumers they're looking at, what kind of customers they're looking at. And then their marketing team comes up with a strategy and says, alright, they provide the tags to each ad. So every time you search for a particular thing, you'll get that kind of an ad.
But then,
what I'm trying to say is that they have developed a mechanism wherein, how do I put it? Say if you're looking at, if you're looking at searching for Sachin Tendulkar, okay? Now,
you're talking about the ad that comes on the right side.
Yeah. That is online marketing, right? And I'm talking about how relevant those ads are. Most of the time they are very relevant on Google. So that is how online, not on social media marketing, at online marketing, they target their customers through the tags. So each ad is tagged in a number of by a number of words. So if any of those words are typed out in your search engine, that ad will appear. Okay, which is the most relevant to those search topics.
Your keywords.
Your keywords. Yeah, that is how they target their customers.
Okay, because
So it has the answer that how are you going to target the customer?
No, what I just happened to read through a data which says that Google is actually incurring losses in that. They're not
providing these ads.
providing, this was supposed to be their revenue source, but then reality is that they're not getting any revenue out of their ads because people are not logging in and
Because
No.
When
I think
that is the Google's
because when you have something like Google and you're searching for a particular thing, you
Yeah, you
would actually
wouldn't-
search for that exactly. If
You-
you wanted it, you would search for it and you would go to that site. Why do you need an ad that shows in Google's
Exactly, that's
Go
exactly.
for it.
no. You see,
No, that depends on how relevant your search is. Say,
Okay.
if you're going to search for a word or say for a particular thing, and you are very much determined that you should get the result out of it. So after you hit the enter button, you get some related searches, and you'll not be finding some answer from all these data available or data coming out. So sometimes there are chances that your attention can divert to the ads just lying close to it, only for the reason that they may have some keywords. So those keywords can sometimes be related to your desired answer.
Yeah.
So it can. There are chances that you get distracted. No, I cannot determine distraction.
See, Google is not a website, right? It is a search engine. So I'm looking at options there, not the content. So why would I even I have clicked on advertisements and gone into other stuff and come back. But then what I'm saying is my primary concern when I Google something is to get the options. Even if my primary query was not accurate, my options would refine it for me. Right?
Okay, what if say if you're not hitting the right keyword and you are not getting,
And suppose if I'm not hitting the right keyword, then as for what Shashank said, the ads will be based on the keyword, right? Again, not irrelevant for me.
but
See,
sometimes
that is the point. No, you watch a cricket match. You don't watch a cricket match to watch an ad. But at the end of the day, you watch the ad, right? And that is how relevance come about. And as for Google incurring losses, I'm actually surprised where you read it. Because I tell you, my friend is working in Google and he's right now in London, and he's in London because they just started off a new process, a UK specific process. Earlier they were working for the US companies, and the system that they were working, they earned, the profits went off the mark. They were expecting a certain amount of profits and they earned double the profits. That is how big their profits were. Because I don't really see how Google was incurring losses, because each and every ad they put up, they get the revenue for it. Okay, even the company that is marketing, and I forget the name. I don't remember the name, but I believe first it was eBay, and then another such online marketing company came over. They had just kept a very small budget, and this is the client my friend was dealing with personally. They kept a very small budget for online marketing, and then they saw the results.
was it Amazon?
Amazon, exactly, Amazon. And Amazon saw the results, and they saw that it was huge. And they doubled, tripled their budget for online marketing, gave it to Google, and they expanded in other countries as well. So I'm really not sure about Google incurring losses. Might have been some fraudulent report or whatever.
It was Google's report came in some paper.
Okay,
Paper, Business Standard, if I'm not mistaken.
but
Maybe they have some categories of sections.
No. It was just that Google's revenue from advertisements.
It was.
It is going down, or it has gone down.
Sometimes in social media, like Facebook or Orkut, you can find this product listing from Google. There are links where you can find the products listed in Google. So if you consider Google as a product or a company, that is also one kind of marketing that they do through the social sites.
I mean, instead of Google, had it been, if there is a website and then there are, related ads there, then it would make more sense, right? Or there is more chance of this, the user looking at the ads or going through the ads.
Okay, Sampath, I mean, I'd like to know one of your opinion about one thing. See, we go on and log on to a website, say Facebook or Twitter, and you see the home page. How relevant, what is your take from the home page? Would you like to see it congested? Would you like to see it simple? Or would you like to be colorful?
I would want it to be simple.
Simple.
Yeah, so that I know what do I need.
But then from taking in the view of a marketer, how do you put in your services in the homepage?
I don't think so. Homepage can ever be the thing. If you go at a Facebook page, it's a very little on the very side, one ad or probably there's no ad. It's just the events and everything, because the homepage is supposed to be your personal page. You don't want any interruptions over there. Whatever ads that come about, they are on the further pages. You go on your profile and then those ads come in. But I think yet again it's
No, the question I asked here because Twitter, you have seen the new homepage for Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay, we have I've shown you once the new homepage for Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so it was said that they have just done it around 1 month. It's hardly 1 month before. So it is, the survey said that most of the viewers, they prefer the older homepage rather than the present one. There's nothing much different from it, almost the same kind of presentation, but they changed some colors.
Yeah, that will always remain.
Yeah, it was changed because when Facebook was changing, I think everybody was like, no, it should
No,
change,
no,
but now
it-
everybody's used to this.
Yeah,
And also the process inside the Facebook. See, earlier I used to do the postings in our pages, social pages. So what I found was that 2 months back, I found the way in which I used to post changed. It was changed by Facebook. But the most interesting part is that I was not confused. Still I was able to get into it and post it. So that kind of changes inside and out, that is happening in the social websites. So, I mean, they also say that you should not target on a single strategy. It should be a mix of strategies. As he said, the pay-per-click, or it can be email marketing, or it can be banner, it can be, as I said, the Google listing their products in websites, it can be providing links. Because these are all ways you improve your traffic to your home site. So,
and as I said, awareness comes in a big form in online marketing, and I think this whole thing has to do with, in India it still has miles to go before it comes about, because I don't think that too many people shop online. And as a percentage, it might be just 1% of the total Indians, but that is where there's so much of opportunity for.
Are you aware of this M-Check thing? M-Check? Mobile application. The same way in which you sign in the check and get your cash is through the mobile phone.
Yeah.
But the saddest part is that how many of us use it? We are not concerned of the security, but we are not sure of how to use it.
Yeah.
That is a fundamental problem.
Exactly. Most of the applications are not user friendly to common man.
You need to have a certain amount of knowledge just to use them.
Yeah, it is like you buy an Audi A8 and you have to be a computer science engineer to actually find out how to open the fuel tank, because you have to use the touch screen and find out the option. It's like otherwise you cannot move the vehicle.
The same thing is with our laptop. We have a laptop, but we are not using around 10%. We are just using 10% of the services of the laptop. And we are not aware of, we don't want to know. We are happy with what we have. So the same way, we should think of, as a marketing or as a marketer's point of view, we should think of how well can you use that available platform to provide the maximum business. It's not the way in which you crowd your website, but it can be through innovative ways through which you can put in your ideas and interact, so that your customer comes to you the next time.
But isn't marketing to mobile better than internet? Because internet, not so many, I mean, pretty sure that not even half the population of India has internet.
So I'll say the pro and con.
We have only 8%
Using mobile.
using internet in India.
We have
8
Only mobile
8%.
phone penetration is
Penetration, internet penetration is just 8% of the
We
population.
have more mobile phone
Yeah,
penetration.
so
but
that'd
the-
be more effective, right? And generally, if you get a message, you're definitely going to read it.
Right.
But online, not.
I'm not sure if that works. That was Supreme Court's order that you could always file a
Register yourself and
do not disturb
Yeah.
thing.
Right.
Number one, that, and that is why mobile marketing won't
How many
work.
of us have registered for Do Not Disturb?
I have.
It's very little number of people register for Do Not Disturb.
Yes, I understand
Regardless of the
that.
fact that I get totally disturbed by it, I still do not go there and register myself.
But-
It's a process. No one really wants to do it.
Okay. Despite that, let us not look into how people react to certain changes. But when you receive those ads, okay, did you even bother reading them? Suppose you wake up in the morning, you got 10 messages, and you see 6 messages are advertisement. Do you bother reading them? You just delete them right away.
But sometimes
Without
you
any-
see what the ad is about, because right at the top it shows it's Airtel this or this that. So at the end of the day, it serves its purpose whether you read the whole ad or
But
not.
do you need it or not? That's the question.
See,
But entire advertising is like that, right?
See, you said that you are still you still get such kinds of SMS, but you never bothered to block it. But you are not in favor of that, right? So is it the not in favor means
what
you
I'm
don't wish
saying
to
is
receive
that-
such kinds of
No,
messages?
what I'm saying is that most people will not bother with the whole process of Do Not Disturb. That's all my argument.
Why
is.
why don't
They would rather just
They would rather just delete it.
That's all.
It's much more simpler than going through the process of.
yes, okay.
And that's
You-
my argument.
say if I ask you what is the procedure for getting your mobile DND? How are you going to do it? So, block your SMS. Do you know the process?
You see, I mean, right now
No,
getting
with
to
the Airtel-
Airtel itself is so hard because yesterday they blocked my SIM. I had to go 1 hour wait. So I really don't have the patience to go for Do Not Disturb.
That's
So
the
that's
answer.
all.
We don't have the patience and we don't bother to go there.
You just have to type in a message for and send it across, and within
Yeah, but
48
it's
hours.
not the whole, because I tried registering.
Then you can that is where
So
your
calling up
that is where your
Airtel
consumer rights come into place. You can sue Airtel,
You
alright?
really want to go through all the processes.
At the end of the day, see, okay, number one, it's not related to marketing, but at the end of the day, if you're complaining about that, I think it comes down to that because the companies are able to take the undue advantage because they think nobody's gonna give a damn about it. Number two, what the discussion really was about marketing. Mobile marketing would not work because, as you said, deleting is easier than DND, right? But at the end of the day, it's still deleting. You're not reading each and every message. You won't read it. And why is it not viable for the company who's advertising those ads? Because the company has no clue if it is being effective or not being effective. Getting the point.
I still think that when you do open your inbox, you see
Yeah.
who is it from, you see what it is
The
about.
keywords.
The
Yeah.
keywords, it serves its purpose. You don't really need to read the entire ad to understand what's it about. If it's relevant to you, then you'll open it.
It's not what I'm. That is exactly not my point. What I'm saying is advertising has to be pleasing. Okay, no advertiser would run that risk of going about irritating its customer and then going like, okay, probably out of 10 people, even if 9 get irritated, one would probably come over and check the message, and even then there is no surety. With online marketing, you have that surety. You know if the person has clicked onto your ad, he wants to check out what the thing is. So even if it is not turning into sales, just by the number of clicks, you have an idea if the product is attractive or not attractive, or if there is a market for that product in the country or isn't there a market.
No, but online isn't it too little? I mean, only 8%.
It is only one particular way of marketing, right? And I'm sure, online marketing,
But Anita, say, take the case of 8%, but that is 8% will satisfy your profit margin or your profit. Yeah. They will be the person who will be coming to you and getting your product, not the remaining 92%.
Even on marketing to people who are in villages, most of this online marketing takes place for urban areas, and urban areas also those areas which are metropolitan cities. And those, come on, I buy my books from Landmark online, so I do it all the time and I think it works. A lot of people do it.
But how many people know how to do it? How many people will bother with the whole process?
That is all of the process. You cannot, no, even if I would say 99% people don't know, what is your argument? Even if they don't know.
What I'm now arguing is it's not as effective as I think other forms of marketing will be, because not many people would.
You know, just suppose Landmark.
You see, exactly, Landmark. Okay, how many people would go on the website of Landmark and buy a book rather than going to a shop and buying a book?
Yeah, but you see an ad saying that there is a discount happening in the newspaper, you would actually walk into a Landmark store and buy a book.
And there,
Instead of, you know,
there
know
itself
it's
is
more
your,
convenient.
there itself is your example. You publish an ad in the newspaper, right? You're paying for it way too much than you're paying on the online. Online advertising ads, because the pay-per-click ads, A, they're less costly. B, people know, the advertiser know that whoever clicks on that ad is actually somebody who's aware. Number one, aware. Number two, is interested. Like if I'm clicking on, if I'm going on Landmark website, I'm actually interested in reading books. That is why I go on the Landmark
But
website.
we're talking about attracting more people, right? More people will be attracted
No.
by a newspaper rather than an ad on the website.
The reach is more,
The
right?
reach is more exactly.
See,
Then how many of you bother to look into an ad in the newspaper? Unless it is of a huge size.
the argument is not if online advertising is better than print advertising. The argument is is online advertising effective?
What I'm saying
Very
is
much
that print
effective.
ad.
More effective than print
effective.
ads. More effective than print ads.
That's what we saying about.
Way more effective than print ads. You're looking at it from a very personal perspective. Would I do it or would I not do it? They
Looking
look
at
at
the
it.
perspective of what I see around me, because I know that more people that I know would look at an ad in newspaper and go to a shop and buy a book rather than doing it online. I rarely see that people, everyone around me would rather do that. I see very few people shopping online.
For somebody who's actually a book and reading enthusiast who loves reading books, I have to disagree upon that. A lot of people, and let me just say this, people in metropolitan cities, they're just lazy. They don't want to go out. They're lazy, and I know people. I don't want to move out of my bedroom when I wake up in the morning. I just want everything delivered online. That is where we are headed. If you look at other countries, if you look at US, this is a brilliant example of how online advertising works. And that is a country where everything, half the things are marketed through online, and half the things are actually sold online. So even second-hand goods are sold online, and I'm sure India is progressing towards the same path. 5 years back, I don't think so. A lot of people were as addicted to our code as the people are addicted to this thing, Facebook. So now you have people posting. Vivek posts on Twitter from his cell phone. He's sitting in the mayor's office and he's posting on Twitter that he's sitting on that is the level. I'm not straight away relating his activity on Twitter to online marketing, but what I'm saying is that is the level where we're going. And
We
as
still haven't reached there. That's the whole point.
How many
How
people
so
are
exactly? We still have current
as
situation
I
is not that
said-
we are
as I
not US.
So current-
Personally, okay, because US, I completely agree with you. Okay, I have a sister in US. I know how she shops around. It's everything online. But
Yeah.
India is not US.
Yeah, so you want
Whether it's
market in
relevant
India
to
right
India
now.
or not.
Like
That's the whole point. Whether it's relevant to India or not.
So you're saying that the online marketing is not relevant in
I'm
India?
saying that it's not as effective as I think print marketing.
Why is not effective? That is the
I
question.
think it's reach. I think print market has a more wider reach than online marketing is.
Oh,
Are you satisfied with the print
Pratima.
media marketing?
Personally, yes,
Pratima.
because I would rather look at this.
Pratima, you're looking at whole numbers. You're not looking at percentages.
You should also consider the cost. The cost, the reach, and you should have a cost benefit analysis of how much you invest and what is the outcome.
See, as an advertiser, you're a company which is big, alright. Now you're trying to enter into a market you don't know anything about. Which one would you prefer? Would you prefer, and yes, there are a lot of companies who still go wide. I'm not saying that television advertising or print advertising is dead. No, it is not. It is very much alive. I'm looking at from the core perspective of effectiveness. Just effectiveness. Look at the percentages. Don't look at the core numbers. Yes, so on print ads will always get you the better numbers, but print ads will never get you the better percentages. 100 people out of 100 people who go look at print ads, one person will go and probably look out. Probably out of 1,000 people, one person would go and check out the store. But when you're looking at online advertising, any person who is clicking on the ad, you're sure he's interested in that particular proposition, whatever that you're offering. That is the thing, you know. And as you know, there is a lot of talk about, and even if you look at sociologically, yes, we have 8% internet penetration, but you know, we were taking mobile banking to the grassroots. DIT is in the process of creating and providing online banking, mobile banking for people in the villages. Now, once that
SBI
happens,
has a provision, say the mobile banking, where a representative from the bank will come to your home with his mobile. So if you want to do some cash transfer, you need not visit your branch.
you remember that presentation I gave, that BC model, the business correspondent model, that is the same thing. In fact, Airtel and SBI brought about, came around for a joint venture. Wherein, you know, you can imagine, why would Airtel and SBI come up with a joint venture? Airtel would be the technology provider, SBI would be the banking provider. They're looking at telebanking, mobile banking. So, online advertising is the way to go. Even if you look at India's perspective, yes, you will see it within the next 5 years. You will see people in villages ordering fertilizers through their cell phones. It is there. You know, the government is there has all that infrastructure in place already. The DIT has it, the NIC has it, it has been you know, given to various ministries. The banking has it already, the private sector has it. It is just about implementation, which is again happening, and which will happen furthermore when the UID comes into play. So you know, yes, right now, and that is not to say that the print advertising or television advertising would die off. No, it won't. As long as people read newspapers, as long as people watch television, advertising will be a part of it. We were looking at you know, online marketing, and I think it is very much relevant to India.
And nowadays, people even read their newspaper through the mobile.
I myself have the Hindu editorial you know, link saved as a bookmark in my mobile. So every time I am not able to get my hand on the newspaper copy, I at least make sure that I read the Hindu editorial. I'm not saying that I represent the market, but I do say that I'm representing a change. You know, people are there who do a lot of their work through cell phone. Look at Dhanu, he mails through his mobile, he checks all his mails on the mobile. He keeps doing that. He's 90% of the time he's on his mobile doing something.
So you're saying mobile marketing is effective?
I'm saying internet, he's using internet. Internet marketing is effective. When you're looking at messages and everything, I don't think that is effective. That is just like, and you look at the customer, you look at where the market is going. The customer, your customer is actually getting busier by the day. He has lots of stuff to do. The last thing he wants, he's sitting in a meeting and there's a message and he's probably expecting a message from somebody, and there's a stupid gold chain, Joy Luca or something, and sends a message, you know.
Actually, it hampers the brand. Sometimes we might be doing something serious, as you said. Maybe I'll be traveling in a bike, and at that time I receive a call. Maybe I'll be expecting a call from my boss. And what happens is that I pick up the phone in the middle of the traffic, and I find that it's a pretty advertisement call.
HDFC Bank is calling you. How would you feel about that?
Never again I'll go to HDFC Bank and take an insurance product from them.
See, that is well.
So, what is the conclusion?